everyone, I welcome you all to one of our recently delivered projects, which is in US Complex, New Delhi, India. So this firm is basically, the company name is Medigrad, which is basically working upon the e-learning programs for medical professionals. I'll show you around how the planning, we started the planning part, how we had an idea. I'll keep on explaining everything once I'll show you around the complete office. So this is basically a lunch area which we have designed it for 5 to 6 people to have a lunch at a single point of time. So the reason earlier we were actually stuck about, when we were into the planning part, we were actually stuck about the lunch area part, because this space is basically, a complete area is 900 square feet. So we had challenges regarding settling the lunch area part, because the smell which we get from the food itself, we didn't want it to be surrounded upon the complete office. So that's why we had an idea to have a setup of at least 5 to 6 people who can have a lunch at a single point of time, this area. So here we have used the wallpaper just to give a cafe touch to the space, and also we have used the high top chairs and we have created this space. So this also has some switch sockets, which a person who wants to have lunch or anyone who wants to casually sit and do some work or can attend like calls from the client itself. So here we have also had a top which we can use upon the working part, so there the person can get the switch socket and everything. So here we have used the partition, so that the space is small and want it to be more congested. So the moment we start using the glasses, it gives more transparency to the space. So that is how we started this space. So after this, I'll bring you upon to this is basically the moment we step into this office. So this complete office is the reception area. So this reception table has been made in the site itself. So we had a complete theme we wanted to keep a grey theme into the space, because it actually complements the other things, the partitions which we have used black, each and everything. So the idea we had was to use the grey more upon the space, in the space itself. So this is complete the reception part. There is just one person to be seated who will attend any of the clients or everything from the client itself. So this is what it is. So we move upon to this space, which is a space for the TLs. So we have two TLs. We have two TLs in this office. So what the basic idea was, the client want us to design the space for that TL should be separated apart from the other people sitting around. We have also used a different color partition glass to give a different identity, and also the finish which we have used upon the tables and on the pedestal itself, those are all of different color which we have used on the other part of the space. Also we have used this partition fluted glass. If you see, we have used a slim partition with a fluted glass to give a trending maybe here. It's actually really trending these days, and it also looks very elegant and gives very royal feel to the space. So now I'll bring you to this conference room area. So this, we had a space. So right now we have a chairs for 5 people, but this space, so we had a plan to have the space for at least 7 people. So we can still adjust the 7 people. Right now you can see there are only 5 chairs, but we have an accommodation for 7 people around. Also we wanted to give a conference is something where majorly your clients are there. We wanted something to be eye-catchy in every cabin which we provide, basically upon the client area part, so we have added this studio lights, so just to differentiate upon the other cabins. So yeah, so we have also used a cove light in the ceiling conference room itself to give a very elegant look to the space, which is like a diffused light which doesn't hit your eyes directly. So also we have used some of the linear COB lights, which gives you a beautiful pattern on the wall itself. Also the deep COB lights, it acts similarly. So talking about this, now we'll move on to the carpet area. So this and the two director cabins, we have actually differentiated it from all the other spaces around. So here we have used a carpet which is in beige color, which directly goes with the top of the laminate which we have used on the conference table. We have also used this partition glass, and so as to no one should be like feel like claustrophobic or something. The space should be open enough to breathe. It should be lively space. So that is how it is. And also we have used a wallpaper which is very subtle enough. It should not be very loud. So had a plan to use it. It should have a grey touch and also a yellow color in that, which actually yellow basically that actually very complements the space. So the idea which we had was to use a wallpaper which is very subtle enough. Now coming out from conference room. So here what you see is that we have used a wooden batten. This is a pine wood which we have polished. So the point of using this because this table is somewhat half of the table is outside the partition. So instead of taking the complete partition outside, we wanted that it should not be enclosed and it should be open also, and there should be a partition also. So we have used a pine wood which actually complements this space a lot. It looks very subtle and it's very natural enough. So here the client requirement was, the briefing which we got from the client was, they wanted 15 workstations. So how we got them arranged was that we planned in such a way so that we get 4 workstations on this side, 4 on the opposite side, and 4 on just opposite this one, and 3 to the opposite end of the wall. So the wall which you see, this was actually which we step into this space was at this point. So here was the complete wall which you see on that side. So this is we have extended this part to gather more of the space in the office. So we have this is 3 feet exactly. So we have taken the 3 feet area. This is all the civil work which we have done in this project. So we have extended this wall to this side, and we have added the UPVC sliding doors to the space. So the client had an idea that they have this office is facing the main road, so there was a lot of traffic noise which we wanted to cut down from the UPVC window sliding itself. Also they wanted a ventilation point or thing from the office itself, so we have also used jali, this nylon jali which we have used. So if any point of time they wanted to open and they wanted to fresh air, so they have an option for this. Instead of fixing them, we have used the sliding, and also we have sorted out the thing of the noise. So now talking about the color which we have opted for the workstation. So this is color which actually goes close enough for the logo which the client have for the company. So we wanted to keep it close enough. So that's why we opted for this color for the workstation area. And if you see, we have the pedestals keeping our theme intact. Like we have used the grey color on the pedestal on the front side, and I guess everything is on the white. And the legs which we have used, these are all our MS legs. Everything is MS which we have powder coated on the grey color itself. The purpose of using this partition was the 6-8 people who are sitting on this side, they are actually to the calling part. So the point was they didn't want any of the interaction from the opposite end, that it should not be visible. So the point was, here we have used 4-foot partition, which we have also used for our electrical points as well, that this space doesn't get utilized to the totally. Also we have added the planters which complement this space. The moment you enter this space, this is something which catches your eye. Okay. And the storage which we have used on this side, this is basically keeping giving a casual feeling to the space. We wanted some novels, some showpieces which any of the staff member at any point of time wanted to have some coffee or read any of the books or something. So this shelf is for that purpose, and any showcase or any planter, some sort of thing which client wants to keep it. So that is how we wanted, like this side of the partition, we'll use it for this purpose. So now coming on to the opposite end of this partition. So here we have the spacing of 7 people, which we have explained you earlier. So this is the complete same linear process which we have used on the other end, and here we have used 3 workstations, and the client are into the they have their own books and everything, so they need a storage, proper storage space for this. So here we have used this all the overhead storage, which they can use it for their own purposes, like keeping their own work related stuff and everything. So the reason for using the same partition here was that this passage goes to the washrooms, and anyone who is sitting and working at this point should not have a direct view upon who's coming out, and like person should be comfortable enough for the movement upon everything. So that's why we wanted. If you see close enough, the first partition which we have used this way, the other we have used in another. We have rotated them just to cut out the view part. So this is the mandir space. We, of course, as per Vastu. The reason for keeping this mandir at this point was that it should, everyone who is stepping into this office, the moment anyone who crosses this passage will have an eye upon the mandir itself, and that is something which I personally feel is very important, that mandir should be a part of the space itself. So this passage leads us to the washroom area. So before talking about the washroom part, so earlier when we step into this office, the space, when we started designing, so the main entrance to the space was at this wall. So because it was just next to the washroom area, and we didn't wanted to move the washroom part, because then it affects the costing part of the project. So we wanted to keep the washroom area to the place itself, and we plan to move the door to the other side of the entrance. Okay, so now talking about this, so this passage is basically 3 feet wide. So here this washroom was basically one single unit earlier. So we have planned in such a way so that we can give 2 different washrooms to the space, one for the men's of course, and one for the ladies of course. So if you see this space, so here the tiles which we have used in this space is the brick pattern, which I personally like them, and we wanted to keep it in a white so that the space is small. So we had an idea to use white tiles, brick pattern tiles, so as to the light color gives you a psychological feel that the space is not compact. So that's why we kept the white brick tiles. So this is basically the sink part where all the utensils, the glasses, the cups are getting cleaned. So if you see these handles on the washroom doors as well as on the main door of the office, this is all the same pine wood which were left, and we have used them as the handles on our doors. So moving to the last part of the video, I'll show you the director cabins. So we have the 2 director cabins. So this is designed in such a way that both the cabins are equally distributed, because we have 2 directors in this company. So talking about the spacing, each and everything is same as the other one. Tables which we have used in our director cabins, both the director cabins. So we wanted something which is very modern these days. So we used the MS frames and got them powder coated, which looks, if you have a close look, it complement the space very nicely. Also we have used a dark beige color which goes with the flooring itself. So talking about the ceiling part, so here we have also used the cove light which we have used in our conference room. We have used in all the cabins the same cove light, and also we have used a deep COB light, which you get to see a very beautiful pattern you get to see on the walls. So on all the cabins we have used the different studio lights, which actually differentiates the cabin among them. So talking about the partition part, so this is the slim profiles which we have used which we actually use in all of our offices. The benefit of using them is that it gives a very openness to the space, because these are very slim profiles and actually very complement the space, and also we have used the black color which actually complements the carpet outside and the carpet inside of the cabin as well. So the idea which I have in my mind before, like how to deliver this project, was to, like, office is something which every person spend half the day in the office itself, so that day should be very calm, very phlegmatic, very clean. That nothing should be more jazzy something. I hope you liked our project. So if you have any queries and any doubts, you can feel free to reach out to us at any given point of time. And you have the details in the description below. And thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for our more upcoming projects. Thank you everyone.
Hello, I am Puneet, co-founder Medigrade Singapore, and our office in India, US Complex, Jasola, New Delhi. 2 months back, we have a requirement of our new office, and we met Anshul from Workstation Studio. The requirement is very simple, that we want maximum workstations with complete office setup, and we really appreciate his work and his dedication and professionalism regarding this requirement. We have a particular time frame and deadline with us, and he really matched these requirements. Regarding his tenure with us, we really like him, and I personally wish him good luck for his future endeavor. As per my experience, I would definitely recommend Anshul to my friends and colleagues who have required any requirement for interior designing or architectural design. Good luck to him and best of luck to him. Thank you.